people. It did work. It was the right height. And now it is not. Let's try that. Hello. You see it all now though. Well, that'll have to do. Hello people. I'm doing crafting stuff, which is probably not... I normally make more of a mess than anything. You're right, Obi. Anyway, glue gun. I found out we have a glue gun. Turns out I had it for years. I don't know why I didn't know. Actually, I do why I didn't know why I didn't know. It's because Ashley would have kept it away from me because I'm a nightmare. I make a mess. So, I've been using things from around the farm to make Christmas decorations, and that looks absolutely awful. It actually looks worse up close than it does far away. But it was a bauble, and I covered it in feathers from the geese. That's a work in progress. And then I saw this lady that made these little fairies or angels. Hi Eva. I saw a lady who makes these little like fairy angel type things for Christmas trees. So I thought I'm going to have a go at making one of them. And I even put little feathers for wings on the back. And I can't remember what else the woman did. So it stuck like that. And then the last one is the best one. Has to be the best. Now, I was just covering the bauble to see what happens. And Asher said, I've made an octopus. So I'm actually going to sort its legs out so it's got 8 legs properly, and we have some googly eyes, and it's going to be an octopus made from fleece with googly eyes. So yeah, that's the extent of my talent. However, I love playing around with these things. I love giving it a go. And then I thought that I have big baubles and little baubles. I got these in the January sale in order to try and make something. And what I'm going to do is glue them two together like that. And then this will be able to hang from a Christmas tree. It's always a good night if I'm playing around with a glue gun. So anyway, I'm going to make a little snowman. Now, part of me can't decide whether I should cover it all with fleece first or cover it with fleece after I've attached it. So yeah, I don't know. Anybody any thoughts? Do I glue it together before or after that stop? It's going to be glued. And it did have one of these little thingies on the top and thread. But I took the thingy off the top that holds thread. So I suppose if I do it before, if I attach it before, it might be a bit of a pain. Plan. I have a cunning plan. So the fleece I'm using is Shetland fleece, and I bought this. It's already been carded and everything. And earlier today I was just playing around with attaching this onto baubles. Now I'm sure there are easier ways, I'm sure there are better ways, I'm sure there's ways that don't look as bad as what I make things look. But you know what, I enjoy trying. And you see that dog cage behind me? Just there. That's Pip. Obi! Go away. Obi, go to bed. Thank you. She's trying to pinch her food. That's Pip in their little dog cage. She's only just come in. She's been out for about 6 hours. We were out with her for about an hour and a half. Neighbour popped in. So we're all sat outside in the lovely evening sun, nattering for ages. And then thought I'm going to leave her out, keep an eye on her, checking her. I've checked her like every sort of 20 minutes kind of thing. And yeah, she's done really well. So I brought her in for the night, but she's a lot better than she was, and she's just having a snooze right now. She's having a snooze. She's going to sleep. Probably actually doesn't help having this down here, because you can't actually see what I'm doing. But Asher insisted that I use cardboard because, you know, you'd see it better like that on the table. But I do make a mess. I accept it. I am a nightmare. However, I enjoy playing with these things. So let's have a go. So what I'm going to do is put some hot glue here and then just sort of try and layer the fleece on. Quite lightly, really. Now, I'm not used to using a glue gun. Today was probably only the second or third time in my life I ever used one. And despite Asher reminding me that the glue is hot and it sticks to your fingers, I still managed to get hot glue on my fingers because, you know, that's me. And yes, I am just going to ramble on while I'm doing this. Because, well, that's also me. Why not, eh? So, we've just hot glue. I've just put some of the fleece over. I'm just pulling off very gently what's not attached to the glue. There we go. What I have left is a nice long bit of fleece. Touch that. What I found is useful, because I was playing with feathers today. Goose feathers. What I found useful for pushing things onto the glue is actually the feather. So I push it down like that at the end of the feather. And it means that my little fingies don't get burned. Right, Pip's in here with me, so if I hear anything, if I hear her or see her looking like she's going to have another seizure, I should be running off. But she comes first. Obviously. Look at that, isn't that lovely? So this is the bottom of the snowman. It's nice and long, this is. I'm just going to pull a bit more of this off, so I've got a bit more for later. And what I will do eventually is sort of glue it all everywhere. And then that'll help, it'll stick it. The trouble is I don't want to use too much glue, because too much glue will be obvious. I just don't think it looks good. Come on, little glue gun. Come on. There we go. That's what I want. Thin layers of glue, not thick ones. And lay the fleece over. Wow. So, what have any of you been up to this weekend? I have a few people watching. So again, with the feather, just passing it down, just so it sticks. Because also, if I use my fingers, the fleece then comes off of my fingers. Because I have farmer's hands, so I don't have nice, lovely, soft hands. I have no, not bad at the moment, because I've been handling the sheep. So the more you handle the sheep, like get your fingers in, you grab the fleece and everything. The more you do that, the more lanolin you end up with. And then the more lanolin you end up with in your hands, the softer your hands are. So yeah, that's not always a bad thing. Unfortunately, the glue gun, I need my phone plugged in because the battery giving up on it. And where the glue gun has to be plugged in is right next to where the phone has to be plugged in. Obi, I can see you. He's keeping an eye on Pip. He's so sweet. So Jen has gone back out. It's quite interesting actually. Jen is a breed. She's half Kerry Hill. Her mom was Kerry Hill and was born up here in my top barn. And the other half of her is Scottish Blackface, and it was her dad who was Scottish Blackface. And yeah, so Jen knew her mom, but her mom was not a good mom. Ow, her mom was a really, really bad mom. Hi, Siobhan. Is that Siobhan? Siobhan, was that you? But Jen's mom was a really, really bad mom. She wasn't letting her drink and everything. She was a plucky little thing. She was managing to drink from other ewes. But, yeah, but I have what's probably actually the sister of her mom, so actually her aunt. Oh, hi. Sorry, I just didn't get to see it in time. So I have what is essentially Jen's auntie, and she's the Kerry Hill that I've got here that I call Kerry. Because, trust me, when you're lambing, you run out of all ideas about even how to make yourself a cup of tea. Hi, that'd be Chris then. You're new. Hello. Just a mile from Roots and Refuge. Oh, they are so lovely. Well, welcome. It's nice to see you. This is something I don't do very often because whenever I try and do crafts, I make a mess. So I don't do it very often. But as I just found out tonight, that we have a glue gun. In fact, we've had it for a long time. But I didn't know. The reason I didn't know is because my lovely other half didn't tell me. He probably didn't volunteer this information because whenever I do crafts, I make a right mess. But it keeps me occupied. So anyway, yes, Jen's auntie is out in our field. And she has a lamb as well. And Jen sort of knew the lamb from when she was a baby. And when we went to, we put Jen out last night. I've put them out a few times in with the other sheep. So, it wasn't a big shock for her just to be put in a field of lots of sheep. And every time she's always ended up with Kerry Hill and her lamb, so her auntie. Every time she's ended up with her auntie. And when we actually went to get her in, when we put Pip out this afternoon, we wanted to get Jen in. So, a friend, she's got a friend with her at least. And Jen wouldn't come in. So she was over with her auntie, with Kerry and her daughter. And didn't actually want to come in. So it took a while, but she wanted to come in eventually. So she did, she came in. And then when we put them back outside, yay, Chris. I don't think I've actually, I don't think I've ever heard of your channel. I'm sorry. I will go and have a look at it afterwards. I will go and click on your name after. Go and have a look. Be nosy. Yeah, so we put Jen out tonight. She hasn't once called to come back in. So she's just gone straight away back over to her auntie and her cousin. So her auntie being Kerry and her cousin being Jazz. Now we have been talking today with the neighbour as well, because it's useful. We just sort of share fields, barns, and at times it has its uses. What was I saying? Yes, I was talking to him tonight about which of the ewes, female sheep, are going to be put to which of the boys. So it's not all set in stone. The one I'm most confused about is my new girl, Bantha, that I got in May. Because she's a very unusual mix of breeds, and the two mixed breeds that she is, grey-faced Dartmoor and black-nosed Valet, I've never actually had either. And she's got so much fleece. I mean, her fleece is literally, her wool is about an inch off the floor as she walks around. Anthropos, yeah. So I'm getting to that bit, Siobhan. So anyway, we have a few options, and originally I was going to put her to a Scottish black-faced because they have an amazing fleece. Really, it's not soft. You wouldn't want it for spinning, but for what I do, making rugs, this is just for fun. This is just, this is what I normally do in crafting. As I said, I make too much mess. But for the rug weaving that I will get back into as soon as my loom is finished, which hopefully will only be 2 months, I need quite coarse wool fleece. Oh, sheep are amazing. They just kind of get into your heart. You see Obi back there, the dog, in front of the dog cage, and inside the dog cage is a lamb. That's Pip. She's not been well again. Yeah, so Bantha, she's an insane cross of grey-faced Dartmoor and black-nosed valet. And she's got a really, really long fleece, and it's not overly soft, because black-nosed valets do not have soft fleeces. Thanks, Chris. So I'm trying to decide what to do with Bantha. Now, originally it was going to be, I'll go for this black Scottish black-faced, or blackie as we call them. I was going to go for a blackie because they have this amazing, really long and coarse fleece. It looks more like hair than wool, but that's just because they're a hill breed up from the Highlands of Scotland. You know, they're quite big as well. They're a meat breed. And they're just amazing, and they live out all year. You basically just chuck them out in the field and leave them. That's, you can do as little as possible with them without them trying to die on you normally. So that was my original plan, but then a friend of mine, Siobhan, who was watching, I don't know if she's still here, Siobhan gave me one of her boys who is still entire and able to breed. And he's an interesting mix as well, and he has nice long fleece. See, I've burnt myself. See, I shouldn't be doing this. He has nice long fleece as well. So I'm not really sure what to do, but my girls are all going to be shorn, sorry. They're all going to be shaved, shorn, whatever you want to call it, on Tuesday morning. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at her underneath her fleece, because none of us have any idea what she looks like under the fleece. She's just enormous. She could be about, quarter of the size when she hasn't got her fleece on, because there's a lot of hair there, awful lot of fleece. So yeah, I'm going to have a look at that, and then I'm going to compare it to Russ's fleece, because I've got one of his. And then hopefully I'm going to compare it to a black Scottish black-faced fleece. And then I've got a decision to make as to whether Bantha goes to Russ this year or the blackie this year. Now I actually have a blackie top arriving. So, anyway, this is as far as I've got on with my snowman, because I've been too busy talking. But you get the idea. It will probably look terrible, but you know what? It's still going on my Christmas tree. I've given myself many months to perfect this, because I'm going to need it. I need a lot of practice. This fleece I'm using is Shetland. Fairly lovely Scottish blackface. Oh, aren't they amazing? I'd never actually seen one in person until I came up here to Scotland, and oh, it's just stunning. They're amazing sheep. And actually, I'd only been up here a week or two, and there was, I only had the horses here, I had no other animals at the time, and there was a local agricultural show, so I went to that in Keith, and I was walking through the tent that's got rare breed fleeces and fleece competition. So all you've got is the fleece, the sheep aren't on there, just the fleece. And I'll get to that in a minute, Siobhan. And I just saw this Scottish blackface fleece. I didn't know what it was, I knew nothing about it, and I was just drawn to it. And this woman was trying to walk me off over here to see her fleeces on one side, and I was like, but I need to see that. And I just kept staring at it until I actually got to play with it, get my hands in it, and oh, it was fantastic. And I just fell in love then with Scottish blackface fleeces. And Yeah, I've now got a part bread, Jenny's part bread, and I've now got a purebred in the way. Where in Scotland we are northeast. If you draw a line between Inverness and Aberdeen, we are pretty much right in the middle of that line. So whereabouts did you live in the UK? I'm where loads of distilleries are, Speyside, the Whiskey Trail. But I've lived in a few different places in England. Excuse me. Oxfordshire. Oh, very nice place to be. Too expensive for me. Yeah, I've got friends there. It's very nice. Don't get to see them often enough there, of course. It's, you know, farm life. Your animals come first, and second, and third. So, yeah. Oops. So, I put too much glue on. Now I have glue all the way through the fleece. So what I'm going to do is quickly put a bit more fleece on this. Try and use the glue rather than just letting it go to waste. Oops. Right, there we go. But yeah, Scotland is a beautiful place. I'm so happy up here. Been here a year. A year today, actually, I think it was. Yeah, a year today. Day just gone, 14th, for those in different time zone to me, because it's technically the 15th now. Right, that's soaked up a bit more. Good. No, I probably could have done this a lot quicker. It is beautiful, absolutely stunning. And all the distilleries, I had so much fun going to have a sneak peek at some distilleries last week. 5 in one day. I didn't get out of the car for all 5, but one of them I got there and the car park was really, really far away from the buildings, and I sat there for sort of 10 minutes and then just thought, I'm not going in. It's too far. I was tired. I'd been busy all day. I'd been on my feet all day. I'd been driving when I wasn't on my feet. Let's put a bit more fleece on here, shall we? So, yeah, I'm actually flying down to England, by the looks of it, in a few weeks. I was hoping to rent a car, and then I could stop places, but little village. Oh, I know Bicester, US Air Force. Travelled around a bit then. Yeah, I know Bicester, I've been there. Nice place. It's a very nice place. I like a busy little house. I'm making a snowman, as you can see. Been a while. I saw you earlier actually on somebody else's live. Look, I need like 6 months to perfect this, okay? I have a glue gun which I didn't know I had. Well, Asher had a glue gun that I didn't know he had. And I bought all these baubles last year in January sale. Snow for 9 months. Okay, that's too much. I love snow, but that's too much. Yeah, I made some other things, because I know some more of you are coming. I made that little angel for a tree. I put feathers, goose feathers on the back. 3.5 meters of snow. 10 foot, yeah. That's what they had here 9 years ago. I also made an octopus that needs googly eyes. There will be googly eyes. And I will finish its legs off properly. And I also made a mess. That was goose feathers. Didn't work very well. But first time having a play, watching Pip. You see that? So that dog cage, that was Pip in the dog cage. She was outside for about 6 hours. She was loving it out in the sun. She feels a lot better. To be honest, 1 o'clock, so 12 hours ago nearly, I honestly thought she was going to die. But we did what we could. And she perked up not long after. So then we put her out. It was only going to be for an hour. How am I feeling? Tired. Because, you know, no sleep. Tomorrow I've got to get the tups in, the boy sheep, because they're having their fleeces shorn. And I need my neighbour's help because he's got 2 in the field. I've got 3. We have some others, but there's only those 5 that need shearing. So they're coming in tomorrow. It's not a big job. It's just a big job when you haven't got a sheepdog. And yeah, the sheep are in another field and we haven't fed them for months because, you know, summer don't need feeding. We haven't fed the boys for months so they don't come up to us all the time. So yeah, that's fun. So that will be fun trying to get them. So I've got to wait till my neighbour's back from work tomorrow evening, which means it'll be evening before we even start. And I've also got the ponies in with them at the minute. They're going to be helpful. Ponies are going to be helpful. The sheep are going to be a pain in the backside, I know it. Because if you don't have to get them in, they won't leave you alone. If you have to get them in, you won't get near them. They just know. Pain, they're just pain in the backside. I love sheep, I really do. But some of them. And the thing is, the best one, Sausage, he's easy to get hold of. Yeah, exactly, just like children. Sausage is easy as anything. He'll sit there, he'll wait for you, he'll come up to you, he'll follow you. You can put a lead on him or a head collar, you can lead him anywhere. Not a problem. He, however, had his fleece taken off just over a month ago, you might remember, because he was suffering really, really bad with heat. Steve is quite good, actually. But Teddy, Dot, eggs and bacon are less good. But you will get to see big Winston. Winston is a massive sheep. He's absolutely beautiful. He's huge. You will get to see Winston when he's in. He's a Dorset. He's not one of mine, my neighbours. But he's fantastic. He's huge. I didn't think about putting Banther to him, but I thought I'm going to end up with something the size of a pony. I said perhaps not. I think I'm probably going to cut that off. So put that like that. I've gone all the way around now with the first layer. If I wasn't talking, it's probably finished by now, but you know, I'm nattering. So that is how the ball looks now. It was gold, now covered in 1 layer of Shetland fleece. Very fine, finely put on. So I've just put that down there. I can pull it tight like that, like an elastic band. Then I can get my little scissors. Hey Mary Bear. I'm doing crafting stuff, which means I'm making a mess. But you know that, don't you? If it's me making anything, it's generally a mess. Oh, there we go. So, that is the bottom half of my snowman. I've by no means finished. I've got a lot more fleece to put on. And that looks a mess. It looks more of a mess than my normal mess. So, hot glue gun. Not a good idea for me to be playing with one of these. But who cares? I am just doing silly stuff. I am not planning on selling this. Hey Rach. Looks like your hair. Is what possible? For me to not make a mess? I don't believe so. Always a mess. It's just me. I mean, even my mum said my entire life. Yeah. If ever I said I'm going to make something, she would just roll her eyes and go, a mess? Yeah. Oh dear. Right. Ha. So, second layer of fleece. Time to go on. So what you do to pull these is, if you grab hold of them really tight and yank them, they won't come apart. Hobby is making a massive fire. Ooh. Yeah, Cheryl Hot Glue. I know it's not. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. That. Hey, I mean, look at my little octopus. As soon as he's got googly eyes, he's going to be the best octopus Christmas tree decoration you've ever seen in your life. My little octopus is so funny. I wasn't intending to make an octopus, to be honest. I was intending just to put, nice bits of fleece around it, and I don't know, it just kind of stuck. Oh gosh, I want to know, Asher and Jim. I was talking to my neighbour today, who came up, a neighbouring farmer. I can't remember, we talked about fire or something, and I said he's got to come up when Jim comes up. Siobhan and her husband Jim are coming up in September, and I said to my neighbour he's going to have to come and join in, because Asher and Jim have all sorts of ideas, plans, things to do, things to make. You've never seen an octopus on a Christmas tree. Exactly, Rach, which is why my octopus on a Christmas tree is going to be the best one you've ever seen, isn't it? Ow! Ow! Right, as I said earlier, these are hot and the glue sticks to your hands. Where's my little feather? There it is. Live burn, yeah. Oh dear. Hence why I'm supposed to use that. Honey for burns. You know what? We actually ran out today. Oh, I've got Manuka honey. Use that. You see little Pip in the dog cage behind me, and Obi the dog, he's guarding her. He's making sure she's okay. He will actually tell me if she starts to get a bit faded or anything. He's a proper little assistance dog, that one, without training. I think Gonzo is as well, really. So, Manuka honey is good for everything. That is what healed Willow's arm, shoulder, was Manuka honey. Oh yeah, her results. I didn't talk about them, did I? Anybody interested in Willow's results from her x-rays? Actually, to be honest, I haven't got the full picture, I've got to wait. Obi does think he's a sheep, and the funny thing is that little dog cage there is bigger than the one I had before, the other one. And the smaller one had Jen, Pip, the horse teddy bear, which you remember, which they had as lambs, and Obi were all in the smaller one at the same time. Now Pip only just fits in that one. That's why Jen can't come in, because she's huge. So, Willow's results. The x-rays have gone off to a specialist. And the vet up here has actually, and it was a vet of my choosing, not even one of theirs. I only have preliminary. I have some results, but they're not the full lot. That works, right? Preliminary. I can't talk. Anyway, so the big lump that's on her shoulder, big massive lump, actually moves, and I didn't realise it's solid. You can hit it, but you can actually move it, which is a bit weird. But it does, however, mean that it's It is just brain gone. Tissue fibrosis. Oh, I don't. Siobhan, tell me. It's basically tissues overhealed itself. Fibroid. Thank you. You see, that's why me and Siobhan get on well, because when I can't come up with a word, she knows what I mean, and when she can't come up with a word, I know what she means. But that also comes from living with Jim and Asher, so you know. You're right, Obi. So, we've now lost the top of my. Where are you? Where's the top? There it is. Okay, that's good. Hello, happy Colorado homestead. I'm making a snowman for my Christmas tree. Now, I need 6 months to practice because I've never done this before and I always make a mess when doing crafts. Which is why my mother used to encourage us a long, long time ago to make our own Christmas cards every year, and I remember making them and I loved it. And I dread to imagine now how they looked, because to me, when I was like 5 years old, you know, they were works of art. People would want to keep them, put them in frames and everything forever. But anyway, because I found out that Asher actually has a glue gun, which for some reason in 17 years I didn't know. There probably will be a local fair, yes, I should imagine so, Rachel. Yeah, there was last year. There was a castle not far from here, that was very pretty. So, I can't find the top. Where's the top? Oh, I might have melted it. Wouldn't be surprised. Sort of thing I could manage. Right, there's the top. Come here, top. So, I think this. Well, that's the idea. I mean, you know, my little Christmas snowman, my little Christmas octopus, he is actually going to have googly eyes. He is going to have googly eyes. Now, is that not going to be the most hilarious, best Christmas tree decoration ever? Googly-eyed octopus. I just think it's fabulous. But I am like that. I am weird. So. No! Asher! My glue gun's run out. Get off! They won't sell. What? You don't think Christmas octopi with I don't think octopi with googly eyes would sell at Christmas sale.
You need the Christmas armadillo.
Christmas what?
Christmas armadillo.
Christmas armadillo, yes!
Do you remember the reference?
Yes, I do. I didn't hear what you said at first. Oh, Siobhan says hello.
Hello.
Siobhan and others.
Poke it in, and you sometimes have to squeeze a few times to get the bit through.
Let's not do that over my hand, yeah?
Oh yeah, don't.
Right, you do that.
Right. Huge. You've made an incredible amount of snot. There we go, that's your, I think.
I have not yet made a mess.
No, it's all on the
The
cardboard.
entire mess is on the cardboard.
I know, I'm glad I thought about the cardboard. I thought about you and I thought of cardboard.
Can't imagine why. You see, I have to live with that. Does Pippa sleep, or is she just, there's time yet? Yeah, you're right. Oh, I know I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose the plot way before Asher does. I mean, he's already lost it, I suppose, but properly. Full on. Right. Pip's just chilling. She is. She's having a great time. She's quite happy back there at the moment. I like that. He's nice and fluffy. Look at my fluffy snowman. He probably will also have googly eyes. Just warn you now. But I haven't got them today, so. Right. So then, I need to carry on with all this fleece. Then the top half. You see, this is why I don't do videos about how to do crafting things. It's because I'm rubbish. But I like doing them anyway. I'd rather sit here and talk to you lot while I'm making a mess than not. You don't want one as a Christmas present? Seriously, you don't think googly-eyed octopus is going to be the best Christmas present ever? You're just wrong, Siobhan. By the way, everybody, I don't actually generally do Christmas presents. We have no children and we have no money, so, you know. I did give my sister a birthday present a few years ago, some stuff that I grew, some vegetables. And she told all of her friends that I gave her an organic luxury hamper for her birthday. Okay, if that's what you call it. I'm not rubbish, I'm just entertaining. That's good. I like entertaining. I am the entertainer. That's the entertainer, by the way, if you don't know. So, I'm very excited because on Tuesday, my lot all have their fleece taken off. And I bought a book that arrived the other day, The Googly-Eyed Sheep. Okay, this didn't start life as an octopus. I've just turned it into an octopus because it just turned itself into an octopus, okay? If I tried to make a googly-eyed sheep, it would probably end up looking like a snake. Or a car. The only reason I thought I can actually, you know, give this googly-eyed badger, you're right there, you find one of them. The only reason I thought I'll do a snowman is just because I thought, you know, it's one ball attached to the other ball surrounded in fleece. What could possibly go wrong? We're looking at this. What could go wrong is me doing it. The badger with a soy fleece. You must be joking. That fleece is amazing. I'm keeping that for clothes. I might make myself a really nice scarf for the winter. Is that soy fleece? Oh, it's amazing. I've got to have 2 of the soays peeled tomorrow, shaved, clipped, whatever, Tuesday. Because one of them is part bred and he doesn't lose his fleece. Soays normally shed their own fleece. I think you call them hair sheep. Trying to visualise. Trying to visualise the thing. Don't ever try and visualise anything I'm making, because whilst it started life with the idea of a snowman, it's probably not even going to look like a snowman. It might look like a marshmallow, a meringue. Look like a meringue. It will. So yes, the little white soy, sorry. You get called weird things, different accents up here. Soy, no, it's not soy, not soy sauce. Soy. What was I saying? Yeah, fleece is amazing, but I've got to have 2 of them shorn because the part bred isn't losing his fleece, and the ewe that's the same age as the part bred also isn't losing her fleece. And I think, looking at her, that she's probably actually his sister. So the poor little part bred lad in January is having his boy bits removed, his manhood. He's been castrated because I don't want to breed him. And the other tup, the male, the purebred soay, I think he's the dad to most of my flock. So because of that, I don't want to keep him entire. So I'd rather just have them castrated, to be honest. It's a lot of money to do it when they're adults. When they're babies, it's not even a penny. You're right, Pip. But when they're adults, it's going to cost me about £100 each. So what's that about? Probably $130 each sheep. And that's just the estimate. So, you know, could be a lot more than They can't be done at the moment because of all the flies, so I've got to wait. And then once the flies start to die down, the vets won't do it. I'm getting awful. What do you mean? Castrating the boys. If I don't, I've got to keep all of my boys together in one field. And when I've got 100 acres, I don't want to do that. Because the whole purpose of having the sheep is to graze the land and obviously provide me with fleece. Now, if they're all castrated, they can just go out and live out as a big flock. Yeah, humour ones too, Siobhan. If they're all castrated, they can all go out and they can live happily as a big herd, big flock. And, you know, they I'm always happy about that. Yeah, if they're castrated, they can all go and live together. The youngsters, the old ones, you know, the moms, the dads, the brothers, the sisters, and I don't have to worry about any inbreeding. So what I'm doing is looking at the boys, the best boys, and only the best boys get to keep their bits, or the ones that aren't related to everybody. Now, some people keep saying, why don't I swap him for another one? Well, I probably could do that. But then at the same time, if I do swap them, you know, I kind of get a bit attached to them. Prairie oysters, Rocky Mountain oysters, woman. Hey, Narrowway Farm. I'm making a snowman. Or actually, I'm making a mess. It should look like a snowman eventually. Given the last one looks like an octopus. Don't really hold out much hope. Yeah, Rocky Mountain oysters. If you don't know what they are cow's testicles. And you eat them. It's a delicacy. I think that one's dead. Let's try another one. No more feathers. Yeah, some friends of mine, they actually ate horse testicles as a bet to raise money for a charity. I'm happy with that. They raise money. It's a good thing. Not sure I'd join them. I don't know. I mean, apparently they just taste like meaty. You know, quite meaty bits. Right. Start putting this down a bit further, I think. Battered and deep fried. No, they Rocky Mountain oysters. Is that what haggis is? No, it's not. Haggis is worse than that. Yeah, so some friends of mine, they fried the horse testicles. They didn't batter them. Fried them though. Cheery comes to mind. Complete with a oh yeah, let's do it. You know what? This started off really, really good, and the further I'm going on, the worse it looks. That's the chip shop to batter them. Well, actually, it depends how they do it, because the sheep aren't castrated very often as adults, and the vet up here said they have to give them ketamine. So if they give them ketamine, I think they end up putting lidocaine in the testicles, which means you can't eat them. Not I'm saying a word. I'm just saying I know about these things. I know way too much information about testicles. And by the way, when you learn about one animals, it just goes all the way across the board. Every mammal. So, you know, dogs, cats, horses, sheep, cows, humans, deer, reindeer, all the same. The processes are all the same. So, yeah. I know way too much about that because I'm, know way too much about men as well. Not go there. I know way too much about that because I'm an actual DEFRA, even though I live in Scotland now where DEFRA has no power. But I'm a DEFRA certified AI technician, so artificial insemination technician. Means I can go around and collect from stallions, male horses, and insert it into the female horses, so they never have to meet. Safer, cleaner, a lot better. How's my snowman looking? More like a yeti. He could be a snow yeti, couldn't he? Could be a sea yeti. Could just be. He may just end up being a yeti. He could be Thing. Cousin It from the Addams Family. Banther. Yeah, it looks like Banther. That's it. It's Banther. It's my tribute to Banther because I adore her. There is. Oh, Siobhan, if you're up on the 31st of August, I'm not sure what date you're coming up, but there's another rare breed sale. So, as in Blackies and Banthers. You want one? You want a Banther? What for the sale? Oh, I'm hoping to find another Banther. I'm hoping the same breeder has some more. Ow! That's hot. That hurt. You know, this started off really looking quite nice, and I've just made it into a mess, of course. Maybe it was Rach talking about. Was it Rach talking about Chewy? Yeah, whilst you kind of meant, I'm guessing you meant Chewy, eating Chewy. I'm talking about Chewy, Star Wars Chewy, because it's all intermingled. Yeah, Siobhan, if you're coming up in the car with a tow bar, that would be awesome, because then I can hire a trailer and get more sheep. Oh dear. Right, so, do you like my snowman? It looks so much better in my head. Oh dear. Right. Snowman needs a scarf, right? So, how about I give him a scarf? Let's see if this helps at all. And then I'll have to tidy him up a bit. This looks better. Abominable snowman, yes. Abominable, a bit abominable. I can't talk tonight. Yes, that one. Abominable, no, abominable. Siobhan, help. Oh, that's funny. It's not very often I'm the one saying, help me, I can't talk. Today was definitely one of those days. Abominable. Abominable? Abominable. Keep working on it. Yeah. So. No, that's a bow. That's not a scarf. What am I doing? I'm just giving my snowman a bow. He needs a scarf. I am actually going to replace this with red. So this isn't staying. I'm going to get a little scarf. Well, look, it looks a bit more like a snowman. Sort of. There, that works. That's a bit more like a snowman. I have the thicker red one round. Of course, he'll have his eyes. And I need to. He always needs a hat. Oh. Yeah, the fleece definitely needs tidying. He needs a hat. I hadn't thought about a hat. I know I'd forgotten something. Did you say bow tie? So it's gone off the screen now. If you just said bow tie, he's not a bow tie. Really silly. He's a snowman. Ah, that's the better angle. Right, this side looks better. Look at that. Yeah, get in there. Right then. Ow! Oh, my back just cracked. Now then. Black thread. Siobhan is a snowman. Ignore her. She loses the plot more than I do. He's not Tommy Cooper. He's a snowman. Right. Do we think I can make a little button out of this? Do we think that will work? Let's just see. I do usually ignore you, you're quite right. Okay, I'll go back to ignoring you, that's fine. That was it. Just there. So, these little coal. Oh no, he's going to have googly eyes, isn't he? Oh, yeah, okay. I don't watch Doctor Who. That's like me telling you Star Trek references. You believe this, guys? Sharon does not like Star Trek. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm trying to find a way to make the eyes. I'm going to have a way for googly eyes. What's it? Buttons, that's the word. Not working out with this piece of cotton. This is going to hurt, I know it is. Come on. Right, so if I do that, and then if I do this, yes. Ow. Exactly. We ignore each other, it works very well. So then, a little button. Probably not really going to work very well. What do you reckon? Nope, that looks terrible. I need something black. I mean, I know this is black, it's black cotton, but I need black. Oh, that would work. I am all for just making use of things. I'm like that. So if I cut that out, and I cut myself. Ideally not cut myself, sorry, I'll stop then. He will have googly eyes, do not worry. I'm just trying to make his buttons at the moment. And as this here is black, I can give him some coal buttons. Oh, I'm excited. He's going to come to life. Well, hopefully he won't come to life, because he'll probably moan at me for making it so crap. So, on a button there. This is going to hurt. You all know that, right? Ah! Stay there! I nearly swore again. You have no idea, people, how difficult it is for me not to swear. One! Next one. This makes me happy. The octopus is going to look hilarious when that's got googly eyes when I finish that off. I've got to sort of felt its legs a bit. So felt, as in felting, not feeling. You right, pigs? The guinea pigs are just behind you there. Tomorrow. You guys won't know about this. This is hilarious. I love cooking. My method of cooking is just chuck everything in and see what happens. I cooked egg fried rice last week, and it's something I've only learned how to do recently, and it's actually really, really nice. It's how the Chinese restaurants do it. So, you know, it's really tasty. And I made it last week and it tasted awful. It was so plain. I could not figure out for the life of me what I'd done wrong. And then 2:30 that morning, my brain just suddenly went, "You didn't put the egg in the egg fried rice." So there you go. See, I do really enjoy cooking. And I mess up so often. Sometimes it works. It wasn't bad. It just didn't taste right. And it just took me until 2:30 the next morning to remember what I'd done wrong. Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, Siobhan, if you're still watching, my mum's got a PIP tomorrow. PIP assessment, not sheep PIP. I'll let you know how it goes. As you know, we won't know for weeks. Tasted lovely. Yeah, but I remembered to put the egg in it. But thanks for that. That's about the first time you've ever told me that I've cooked something for you and it was really nice. I think I should give him some of these eyes until I get the googly eyes. It's going to be a few days before I get googly eyes. Yeah, you must be ill. Are you ready? Looks a bit more like a snowman. There's a refuge. They're live at the moment. Of course you're suspicious when you're away. That's the only time they ever do things. When it's inconvenient. Oh dear. Right, everybody, I think that's actually about as far as I'm going to get tonight. Is it great? Because it is 1 o'clock in the morning and I didn't realise. And little Pip over there doing the feed. So, thank you everybody for coming. And I will finish off the snowman at some point. And I will get him a little, what's it, red scarf. And he'll have a little hat somehow. And he'll have googly eyes. And he'll have a carrot for a nose and some little, that's what I can do, little black things for a face. So, everybody, thank you so much for coming and sitting with me whilst I'm making a mess. I'll let you know tomorrow how Pip's doing.